Leipzig versus Augsburg. Leipzig was sitting in third, cruising to the Champions League places, favourites for the Europa League. Within 3 games, they've got no Europa League, and now they're more than in a dogfight for the Champions League automatic places. So it's Leipzig at minus 390. They've got to win. Augsburg at plus 1,000. The team totals are at 2.5 for Leipzig and Augsburg just to score. And the under-over is set at 3, with, again, the over at minus 135. Alex was looking at Leipzig. You've been a firm backer of them, as we all have. But we did spot a few weeks ago that there's something that they're just not getting it right. Now, is that because of rotations? Is that they've run out of gas?
Yeah, I'm very happy not touching them in the last 2 Bundesliga games. Unfortunately, and not unfortunately, we cashed with our both team to score and over 2.5 yesterday against Rangers, thanks to Nkunku, the one and only Nkunku that scored again, and what a beautiful goal he scored. But I think that the tired legs playing every 3 days came back to haunt them lately in the recent weeks. And I think that they have to go to put some cold water on their face, because this is a must win. If they want to play in the Champions League next season, this is the must win. With the Freiburg winning match after match, and them being just 1 point behind the Freiburg, not only that they have to win all six, they have to pick up all 6 points till the end of the season, but they have to call, I don't know, Union Berlin and Leverkusen to ask them nicely to put an end to this beautiful run of form that Freiburg is in right now. They have 2 easy matches against Augsburg and Arminia Bielefeld. Augsburg 6 points above the drop zone. Arminia Bielefeld almost relegated, right? So normally they should go all the way and win comfortably both matches. I don't know what the atmosphere. I don't think that is a nice atmosphere in the dressing room, of course, because as bad as it is, and how as unite as the team looks to be, there are always these discussions. Okay, you got that bad. The first goal is because of you. The second goal is because of you, and all that. Better because you were playing professional football, and you know what I'm talking about. But if they, it's about their future here. It's about Champions League next season. So this is not only a must win, but they have to do it consistently and say, okay, it was a mistake. I don't know what happened to us in the last 3 matches, but here we are. This is the best of us. This is the best version of us. I'm counting on the fact that Augsburg has nothing to lose, nothing to play for. Um, they got trashed by Köln at home last week, 4-1. Yes, they beat Bochum 2 weeks ago, which it was important because with that win against Bochum, right now they can say that we are relaxed for next season. We have the Bundesliga spot. So Leipzig right now should go to destroy Augsburg.
But it's only minus 140, Kev, for them to win by 2 goals. What about, and I know the answer, but I've got to obviously go down this road. What about Augsburg not turning up? And it's plus 100 for them not to score.
No, not for me. That won't surprise you.
You never go for that.
No, I don't like it because I'll tell you why as well. I just think this just feels like a big trap to me. And look, Leipzig should win the game. Of course they should. But again, I come down to one team with huge pressure and one team with none. And if you look at Leipzig's performance on Thursday, I think it was about the physical element as much as anything else. I thought the third goal they conceded was appalling, really. And so I think that will have been a real shock to the system. I mean, you've got to bear in mind, this is a team that went to Anoeta and won against Real Sociedad. This is a team that went to Bergamo and beat Atalanta. This is a team that went to Dortmund, wiped the floor with them. And this is a team that went to Leverkusen and won 1-0. This is a team that generally goes away from home and performs. On Thursday, they didn't. And because they didn't, I think that's going to have been a real shock to the system. And so I think this goes one or two ways. I think either they absolutely smash Augsburg, which is what I think Alex is looking for, and I could see that happening. But if it's not a great start, and if the crowd turns, and I thought Domenico Tedesco was quite critical of the Leipzig crowd recently, when he talked about the atmosphere at Ibrox and kind of suggested that the Leipzig fans didn't generate that kind of atmosphere.
Is that because they were on such a good run in Europe that they thought it was just a turn up and win?
No, I think it's just that Leipzig as a club is a young club and they don't have that kind of fan base. They just don't. I mean, you can't have a club that, buys a 5th division team, goes up the leagues in the space of decades.
It's not, you cannot compare
exactly.
them to Eintracht.
So it's not one of those Traditionsverein that you would talk about in Germany, the kind of traditional clubs like a Frankfurt, like a Schalke or a Dortmund or something like that. They're just not that type of fan base. And so I think they could turn. I think if this starts badly, it could get worse. So I would have a watching brief on this, but it's not one for me.
Kev, don't you think that Gulaci was guilty?
I thought he was really poor.
At least on the third goal, not to say also on the second goal yesterday.
Yeah, I thought it was really. I think the second goal's a good finish. I think the second goal's a really nice finish in the bottom corner. I think it's hit so true and so quickly.
But the third, he didn't read it well. He didn't read how the ball is coming. Absolutely unbelievable for such an experienced goalkeeper at this level of intensity in Europa League semifinals. In the last minutes of the game, you do that mistake. Come on.
Well, it's always been his weakness. If you look at his development as a goalkeeper, a few years ago, he was making those mistakes quite regularly, and he's cut that out of his game in general. But it got to him, I think, Thursday night. I think it got to him. And I think that's understandable. But as a goalkeeper, he's always been a fantastic shot stopper. But you whip the ball around his head, he doesn't really like it.
Yeah, we've got to go back 5 weeks. 5 weeks to find a positive Leipzig performance, because even when they won 1-0 at home to Rangers, they weren't their normal selves. Obviously, they've had back-to-back letdowns in Bundesliga, and then they go to Ibrox, and basically men became boys. They didn't stand up with their chest out and their heads up. Let's have a little look at the official picks, because I tell you what, you're going to know your fate very early on here, because it's Leipzig half-time, full-time at -125. I'm not sure.
1-0 and to finish 1-0.
Yeah, exactly. This is where I was going. I quite like, because you know that I like the old the high wire, wherever I'm going to be okay or I'm going to fall, because it's Augsburg not to score at +100. That's where I was going, thinking Leipzig need the points, and it's all about the points. I can easily see a Leipzig win this game 2-0, but as Kev says, what about a little cheeky 1-1? Okay. Anyway, listen. Yeah, but it could be. It could be. You know it could be, because Leipzig have not given you any confidence over the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's almost like I used to say, it's put up or shut up time. And for the last 4 or 5 weeks or 4 or 5 games, they've not put up at all.